There goes the record. Here goes the encoder.
Hey.
And you are good to go.
Hey Stacy.
Hey, Chelsea.
My daily routine: wake up, be amazing, go back to bed.
You're welcome, America. Dave, play that track, please.
Why? You're so fabulous. Yeah, I'm single.
Hey.
Ready to mingle. Yeah, I'm single. These are the reasons why I'm single.
Yes.
Queen.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, hi!
How's it going? I apologize in advance, everybody. I know my sound is not great in these Zoom ones anyway, just because technology, but I lost my voice a little bit last night, so I have sexy Chelsea voice. So
Back, part 2, the remix, y'all.
I'm back to working at the bar on Saturday nights, and we record on Sundays. And I worked all day talking to people. So didn't really get a break. How are you, Steve?
Oh my gosh, I'm okay.
Yeah, I know you've had quite the week. While I share this on our Facebook page, why don't you tell everybody what happened in your household?
Oh my word. So first of all, everyone's fine. So Chelsea.
Oh yeah, that's important. That's important.
Right. So as we told you, America, so I am with my parents saving for a house, waiting for these prices to go down. They're starting to get pumped. And so I was upstairs on Friday doing my work from home stuff. Boop, 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 boop. So then my mother goes for a bike ride in the mornings. And so I hear her come in. I'm hearing her come up the stairs, and I'm near the top of the stairs. And then I hear, hey. And I turn around. I'm like, what's up? She's like, guess what I did today? I said, what? She said, I flipped my bike. I said, what? And she said something about where a telephone pole is and the bike hit it and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait, are you okay right now? She's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And she still has one more step to go up. So then she steps up and she goes, ah! I'm like, you injured yourself. So what? No, I'll be fine. I'll just sit in bed and say some scriptures. Jesus heals. I'm like, yes, he does, but he also gave us hospitals. So
Doctor.
So she hops down to her room, and so I'm like, Mom, you are seriously injured. We need to take you somewhere. She's like, I think it'll be fine. She goes, let me just see how much pressure I can put on it. So she puts her one foot down and stands on it and goes, ah! Again. I'm like, okay, we need to
nothing.
Right. So then, and I'm cracking up because one thing about spending more time with your parents is that you realize that you're their clone. You just can't escape it. So I get her on her bed. And so I'm like, okay, Mom, we need to take you in. We're looking at her ankle. It's tripled in size. I'm like, okay, we need to take you somewhere.
I've been there. That hurts a lot.
Man. It's so she's like, well, I'm really thirsty. I need to drink something first. I give her some water, and she's like, and I'm hungry because both her and my father don't like to eat or drink before they do stuff in the morning, and it irks me, but we're all adults. So I was just like, what would you like? She's like, some eggs. I'm like, okay, because I'm the same way. I love scrambled eggs. So then I make her that, and then she says, okay, well, I would like to shower before we go. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, I can either pick you up and I can put you in the bathtub because they don't have a walk-in shower. I was like, I can pick you up and put you in the bathtub, and I can give you a bath or give you a shower or whatever. I said, or I have baby wipes. She was just like, I just want to be clean. And I'm like, I get that, but I'm pretty sure the doctor will get over that you went on a bike ride outside and you injured yourself. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. So just wipe her down a little bit.
Right.
A little bit. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, while you're going there, I'm going to call your husband because he was out doing grocery shopping or stuff like that. So then I call him. I'm like, hey, she'll be fine, but she injured herself on her bike. Need to take her to the hospital. So he's like, okay, let me leave the grocery store now. I'm like, she takes a while to get ready. I said, finish your grocery shopping. By the time you get here, she'll be ready to go. So he gets here, and I'm I laugh now because I know well, I'll be fine, but I'm cracking up because the evening before, we had a very healthy dialogue about how we need to eat healthier. So starting Monday, we were all going to start eating healthy and all this stuff. So girl stress ate all weekend. Shout out to Nothing Bundt Cakes. Did I need an extra bun? Nah, but my emotions did. I repented later. So we had a good talk how we're going to cut like certain stuff out. We're not going to do pork, like just going to do all this stuff. So my dad pulls up, he busts out a liter of wine and 3 pounds of bacon. I'm like, you had one job. I'm like, why do you have all this? So then he takes her to the hospital. So it turns out she broke her tibia, the small bone. Tibia. Heh. So she broke that. So she's on crutches now and just taking it slowly but surely. And then my father, who is not in 100% health, he's been having issues with his knee as well. So I'm just like,
Their house has some stairs too.
yes, it does. And we don't have a bathroom on the main level. So right now, my mother is kind of camped out upstairs since the bathroom is up here.
Yeah.
So then just like, make her meals and bring them up on a tray and all this stuff. And then trying to get my dad to cooperate because he doesn't like to ruin his routine. But the kicker about this was, so after take her to the hospital, get her checked out. I was like, call my brother. What up, bro? And so I'm like, Matthew, let me tell you about your parents. So I tell him the whole story. And I'm like, I said, this is why I can tell this to you, Matthew. You'll laugh about it. I said, so she wiped out. And I said, well, where did you wipe out? She's like, oh, right in front of the urgent care. I'm like, and so someone came out from the urgent care, was like, hey, we saw you wipe out. Are you okay? I've done this before on my bike too, blah, 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 blah. She's like, oh no, I'll be okay. I'll be fine. So she doesn't go inside the urgent care. So she can't walk her bike back. So she rides her bike back home. She didn't call anyone to pick her up. I'm like,
this is women. We do this thing where we're like, no, I can do it on my own. I'm an independent woman. I'm fine. You don't need to bother yourself. This urgent care, that's far too convenient, sir.
So after I told my mom, I said, let me tell you this. I'm like, you could have just gone in there or you could have called someone. I was like, but also, who knows how I would have responded if that had happened to me. It's like, flight or fight or whatever it's called. It's
right.
Just okay, and also just freak out. So
I will say I've also peeled out hardcore on rollerblades. So that dates this story. But I am both of my knees just shredded, and I don't know how people run around barefoot outside. I just get to I feel every rock under my feet. So the idea of walking home and carrying these heavy rollerblades while I'm bleeding was not fun. So I literally just cried and rollerbladed home with just blood dripping down my knees.
I remember.
I totally get it.
In junior high, I remember rollerblading and I took a spill and I busted up my left knee. Yes, and then it scabbed over, and then I was so excited to get my first pair of Express jeans, and my brother and I were playing one-on-one basketball in the driveway, and we have this one uneven triangle, and I wiped out on it. My brother's like, oh my gosh, you're bleeding. I'm like, I ripped my Express jeans. He's like, you are bleeding all over the place on my jeans. Passion.
Okay, I will see that story and raise you because you that was totally me. So I was on a bike race and a drunk decided to drive through the barricades and wind up right in front of my car. And I should qualify bicycle, not motorcycle.
I said the same thing about my mom because I was working. I'm like, my mom just injured herself on her bike. I gotta go. And I came back, not like a Harley, a bicycle, but she's still injured.
Yeah. So I hit the front quarter panel of his car, go flying. They take me to the ER, and it's this whole side of my face is scar tissue, which you'll notice if I ever get hot. But so they clean everything out, and then I see across the way I had bought them 2 days before Varney super cool ultra dope sunglasses that literally have gouges all the way through the lenses, and I start losing my mind about these glasses, and the doc's like, dude, they literally saved your eyes. I'm like, but they were new. They're Varnays. They were cool.
So,
Like after we
Just
got,
had to chime in. So yeah.
like, come on. First of all, shout out to Dave. What up, Dave?
Yay! Hi, Dave.
Yay! Water.
Not water.
Not water.
Is that White Claw, Chelsea?
There is. Honestly, this is like the savior of my day. I thought I was out, but one had like rolled back behind the LaCroix. And so I was like, okay, I'll just have a LaCroix because I have a LaCroix man. And then I was like,
Double fisting.
is there a White Claw back there? And there was. So,
Hilarious. Even like when we got my mom all cleaned up and so like a change of clothes, she was just like, oh no, she's like, I don't know if I can take my shorts, or no, she kept like the same pair of shorts on. She went to the hospital, came back, and so she's like, what happens if I can't get these shorts off over the cast? And then we were able to. She's like, oh, thank God. I'm like, I feel you. I said, I'm right there with you.
I get it. My brother was in a car accident, and one of the people in the car accident got their jersey cut off, and it was like a jersey that they randomly decided to wear that was signed, and they cut it in half. Yeah, and he was so bummed. So then, because it wasn't like now, you could just go on social media and be like, "Poor me, please, celebrity, send me a new jersey." Like, so he was just, like, out of luck. But anyways, GC, I'm so glad your mom's okay.
Ditto.
But your mom has always been a little bit of a diva.
Nah, diva is the female version of a hustler. Hey, thanks, Beyonce.
And she
also, hi, Beyonce.
This
She lives in America.
Gonna help that part of her, I'm sure.
Right, it's been a learning experience for all of us because we all don't like we're like her, my father, and I. We're all very independent beings, so now we have to lean on each other. So it's been it's been a learning experience for all of us. But my mom, she's a trooper. She's amazing. She's like, I mean, she already is like one of the strongest women I've ever known, and now even more so in the physical sense.
Except for that one bone.
Shh, she's next door. She can hear you. Mom, meatloaf.
It was a funny joke. So, should we take care of some business, Stace?
Yes.
You want to do it?
Sure. It's time for the fake name series of the day. So the fake name series of the day is what we use to save
the shade.
So instead of using people's real names, we use names that are from the fake name series of the day to hide their identities. But if they heard these stories,
they know who they are,
whether near or far. Dave's got a cool bar. I feel like there should be a third one, but I just don't have the mental capacity for it now. Protect your health.
Can we, also, if you're watching us live, can we talk about the PMS weather that we've been having right now?
You're Michigan. Hey,
whatever. Michigan sensations. Also, pre-menstrual.
Mother Nature. She's a lady. This is what happens.
Mother Nature is getting her period very soon. Because literally, I think I checked the weather like this morning, and it was like it might rain at 3 o'clock. And then I was walking into work this morning, and it's like drip, drip, drip. I was like, those are big raindrops. And literally, my next coworker walked in, and it was just downpour. And it's been like, there's points where I've looked outside from work, because I've been at work all day. There's points where I've looked outside, and I've been like, oh, it's like 8 p.m. dark outside. And then like 10 minutes later, it's light. And I'm like, all right, live your best life, Nature.
What up, Michigan?
But what is the fake name series of the day?
It is Little Fires Everywhere.
Great. I did not look that up. I knew I forgot something.
That's fine. Would you like me to?
Oh my gosh, do you have it? That would be
no, but I can look it up.
Well, I mean, that's what I was doing right now.
Oh, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
Little Fires Everywhere is
popular series with Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington.
And it follows the intertwined tales of the picture perfect Richardson family and is it gonna give me more? No, apparently it's not. And it's on Hulu.
That's disrespectful. Forget you and your full description.
Right? Like, okay,
Help me.
fine.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, here we go. I got it. Richardson family, and then really a word that I can't say right now. Enigmatic, yeah. Mother and daughter who upend their lives. Based on Celeste Ng's 2017 bestseller, the story explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger in believing that following the rules can avert disaster. I am a rule follower.
Me too.
I like following the rules.
Right? Because I'm scared what's going to happen if I don't.
Right? So yeah, let me tell you about what's going on. So last week we talked about my boyfriend.
Yes, hi.
I'm gonna hi, except not hi, because he don't.
Okay.
So I mean, we're just gonna like lay it all out there that like it's over now. So I know this isn't something that I feel like I need to build up. I feel like we're gonna say it's over, and then I can give you guys the explanation.
Give us the deets.
Yeah,
please, if you want to.
Wait, say it again.
I said, give us the deets, please, if you want to.
Are you allowed to dump someone that you've talked into having sex in your pickup truck? I thought that was I didn't think that was allowed.
Well.
Well.
I would throw a flag on the play. I'm just saying, that's me.
Dave, I love you.
Several flags, most of them red. I ignored a lot of them. So
Me too. We're in this together.
So what should we call him, Steve?
Let's go with Brian Harlins.
All right, ding. So I'm just gonna call him Brian. So Brian.
Brian, thank you.
Okay. So Brian and I we were hanging out. Everything's going great. Like, the intention was that I was gonna meet his kids. Like things were stepping forward. Here's the thing, like with Brian kept, like, I'm pretty distrusting, honestly. Like it is what it is. I'm working on it. Everybody's got their flaws. But you know, it helps if you know what's going on. So I at least know it's a problem I have, but I've been very open with him, and he's like talking about the future, and I'm like, whoa, slow down, like let's keep this chill. And I'm like, I can't wait to meet your kids, but like let's wait to meet your kids. Like let's make sure this is a thing. So we were official, we're boyfriend, girlfriend, everything's going cute, nice. And he came up to work, and like all my people at work saw him, and he was all sweet, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, Chelsea, your boyfriend's so cute. I posted on social media. I don't really do that. Anyway, we talked about all that, I think, right?
Right.
So then he has his kids for the weekend, and I am not somebody who like I'm not in a relationship to be like that needy girl who's like, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? How about now? But like the precedent has been put forth that like he sends me a message in the morning before he starts his day. Like I didn't get one, and I'm like, okay, well, he's with his kids. So then like afternoonish, I send him a message, and it's like, hey, enjoy your kiddos, have a good weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Kissy face, whatever. I don't get a response. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. I understand. Like, I've definitely, like, they're not even, like, my kids. They're my blood. But, like, my niece and nephew, if I have my niece and nephew, my attention is on them. But I absolutely still have my phone. Like,
that's real. What happens if their parents call?
Like, I absolutely have the ability to check my phone on the occasion. Because I did, like, take super cute pics. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And I guess like guys might not be like, this is a cute moment, we should take a pic. But, like, your phone's there. This is the society we live in. So I don't hear from him on Saturday. I text him Saturday night, and I'm like, hey, because he was saying once his kids fell asleep, he was going to come out to the bar. And I was like, cool. Great. So I text him. I'm like, hey, are you actually intending on coming to the bar? Like, because it would be nice to see you. And he actually like did this thing where his daughter asked if they could set up their camping tent in the basement. And so then like they could all camp together. And I was like, super cute.
Aww.
Do that, right? Like that's
Awesome.
It's way better
And
than
my
like,
idea of
sitting in a
camping.
bar. But it's way better than sitting in a bar watching me yell at people, basically. And
But I kind of love it.
I mean, I love the yelling too. So, so I'm like, cool, no problem, Brian. Ding, go ahead, live your life. So then, I worked Sunday, and I was like, or didn't work. Either way, doesn't matter. Whatever day it was, I'm pretty sure I worked. I worked all day Sunday. This is it. I worked because then I was like, I'm annoyed. Why am I not hearing from Brian? And,
Right.
And I was like, he has his kids like Friday night, Saturday night, and then he drops them off Sunday. So then it's like, okay, but sometimes that's like they're fluid parenting. So like there's sometimes some wiggle room with that. And he's like, oh, I still have my kids like later that day. I was like, oh, okay. So he's taking them back Monday. So then, but he usually only has like, he made it really clear in the beginning of our relationship that the amount of nights that he has the kids is very specific. Like lots of lawyers were involved, lots of time was determined for the time that he has. So it's not something that's like casually passed about, you know, like his nights are very specific. And he already gave me this schedule he has his kids. So like I know. So then I work Sunday, I work Monday, fine. I have Tuesday, Wednesday off, and I text him on Monday, and I was like, hey, actually, okay, so full disclosure, because I'm pretty honest with you guys. I hadn't heard from him, and I figured, what's the best way to get a message back from a guy? Send him a picture of your boobs. I was in a bra, but like, I looked cute. My face wasn't in it. Calm down, people. So,
Look at you.
So, I'm at least like somewhat internet savvy. Don't have your face in the picture. So I have very distinguishable tattoos. So like at least I can try and pretend it's not me. But like whatever. So I sent him this picture, and then he sends me back like, well, hello, titties.
Oh, so now you're awake.
No, so that would be like the normal, but I was like, yeah, I figured you'd enjoy that. And I was like, so like I'm off after 6 today, and then I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday. Let me know what's up and when you want to hang. And then he was like, yeah, I've still got my kids with me. I'm making them breakfast. And I was like, oh,
Still?
yeah. Like that was just like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, none of my business. It's not my business. Let's be real. Like that's not a part of his life that I'm a part of. So, I'm like, okay, great.
Yet,
We'll
according to him.
And then, right, because we've had this conversation and future and like, oh, we're going to laugh about this in years and all this stuff. So then he says, because he's a painter. And so he, like commercial painter. And so he goes, oh, I actually picked up like a bunch of jobs. So I'm going to be kind of busy Tuesday, Wednesday. I was like, all right, get that money. Like, I'm not that girl. I just need communication. Like, if you tell me, like, throw me a text in the morning, be like, hey, have a good day, like, thinking of you, cool. But I've been very open about my need for that. So, like, and he's accepted that. So, like, that's not something that's coming out of left field. Also,
he's accepted a lot of things. Like, you both have accepted a lot of things about each other. Like, you both are very transparent about how you feel about certain things.
Exactly. And so it's like, this isn't something like where I guess somebody could be like, wow, Chelsea, that's a lot of information, like to just load. But like he's been very open about this. So then he's like, so he says this, and I was like, okay, well, just let me know when you think like we can hang out, because kind of the whole point of dating, right? Plus, like I really like making out. Like I really like making out. And like I have the opportunity to like make out a lot. Yeah, let's do that.
With the same person. Holler.
So then he says, yeah, I'm gonna be like pretty hard to get a hold of for a minute.
Shut your face.
So the minute thing, like already, so now mind you, there's girl brain. I've already talked about it on the show. Girl brain, the littlest thing you can say, we jump on this train. But you saying, I'm gonna be hard to get a hold of for a minute, where are you painting? Botswana? Like you own your company. Like you have your phone, and you've already shown me in a quarantine time world where you were working, like that you have the ability to stop at a dime and respond to me a text for me. You've already shown this to me for the course of months. So like for the fact that now I'm already like, oh, okay, so he doesn't like me anymore. And I get it that might not be the case with everyone, but like that's how my brain works. So
a lot of us a lot of us. Because someone will be like, oh, I can't get a hold of. Instantly, I'm just like, oh, so there's someone else. Forget you. I hate you. Have a nice life. I'm like, that's legit how it happens with me.
So I literally was like, all right, I guess call me when you feel like it. So then so we met on Tinder. I get a message for notification from Tinder. I turned off all that stuff, but it was like, it's a Tinder thing. And I was like, all right, cool.
Right.
So I click on it literally just to get the like notification off my phone because I'm that person. I like everything to be at 0.
Ditto.
And when it pops me up, it pops me to my messages, and I see Brian's in my message feed, and he has a different picture up.
Piece of potato.
So I'm like, oh, so we're updating pictures on dating sites now.
Even though you both actively said that you each took your
We're
stuff down.
exclusive. Yeah, we are exclusive. Like, he is my boyfriend. I am his girlfriend. Exclusive. That's what that means. Like, why do that? So I don't even bring that up to him because that's more just like, and this is like that mean girl in me. That's more my back burner if he lies, you know? Like,
right.
If I catch him in a lie, I can be like, cool, why'd you change your profile? Also, he used a picture of him and I and just cropped me out of it.
Come on, you
like stupid stuff. So I'm already really hurt because he has kind of sped this along, you know?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
He's the one who's talking about future. He's the one who introduced me to his family. He's the one who's talking about, oh my God, in 10 years, we're going to laugh about this. And oh my gosh, we're going to have such cute kids and like all this crazy shit. And I'm like, and now I'm the one who's finally like, okay, we're dating. Let's see if this can be something. And you're updating your Tinder and your post on it's like just looking for someone I can treat like a queen. Obviously not, because so anyway, I don't even bring that up to him. So the next morning that was Monday night. I find that out. Tuesday morning, I really thought I was going to give it a couple days and like see how it left, like let it be. But I had already kind of figured girl brain had already kicked in Saturday when he was a boy. So like now I have girl brain and proof, and I'm more just butthurt about it. So if I cry right now, it's more just because I'm mad. Guys, I have weird emotional triggers for tears. It's not that I'm like devastated about this loss. I'm mad at myself for not catching it and seeing it for what it was.
Also, you can feel however you want to feel. You don't have to give an explanation. I'll fight someone. I won't. I will. I'll explain later. God's still working on me.
I call him in the morning, and he doesn't answer. I don't expect him to. At this point, I'm just like, cool, just don't be my boyfriend anymore, but at least tell me you're not my boyfriend anymore. So I call him and I leave a voicemail, and I was like, hey, Brian, ding. I'm like, it's Chelsea, your girlfriend. I haven't heard from you in several days. I'm already wised up to what's going on. I'm a smart woman. All I'm asking is that you be honest with me. And I hang up. Because that's the truth. I really like, and I've said it a million times on the show, and I think that's the hardest part that I've had to get over. I've said it a million times. If you are just upfront and honest with me, and it's gonna suck. I'm gonna be mad at you. I'm gonna be super pissed. But my phone thinks I'm like walking.
Listen, when I go to church and we're like, hey, and dancing, it's like, I think you're working out. I'm like, you're wrong. I just love the Lord a lot.
Oh God, I say it all the time. I say, like, if you are going to go to sleep with somebody else, if you are meeting other people, then whatever we have is not it. So just end it with me. You don't have to be polite. You don't have to be cool. Just send me a text that says, hey, it's over. I'm going to go bang this chick. Bye. Like, and then, like, yes, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be super butthurt about it. But at least you've respected me enough to not go behind my back. Respect me and the person that you at least initially were interested in at the beginning. So that's all I'm asking for. I'm like, just give me honesty and we can move forward. So then he sends me a text message and he which fine. Like at this point, I know who he is enough that I'm like, he's not going to call me. That like he needs, whatever. So he sends me a text message and he's like, and if I was smart, I would have screenshot it and put it on my computer, but I didn't. He sends me a text message and he's like, he goes, I wasn't lying. I am busy. And like, I did have my kids, but like, honestly, it's not that I wasn't feeling you. I'm definitely still feeling you. I just only saw this as something that was going for like 2 or 3 months.
I'm gonna punch him in his godforsaken
So I'm
throat.
like, cool. So you're that guy. Like, why put all
Sorry,
this
Lord.
effort in? Why pull all these emotions out of me? And why introduce my family to you? Why introduce me to your family? Like,
Thank you.
why put all this effort in? Because I'm sorry, that there's a very important sentence I didn't say in the first one. Because he said all of that, and he's like, it's not like I'm not feeling it. I just only saw this going for 2 or 3 months. I'm really pumped that we slept together before I met somebody, though. So
Oh,
yeah, so I was like, what's the point? There are people on Tinder, if you want to bang, they will bang you. Like, why get my feelings involved? Why do all of this? And he goes, oh, well, you wouldn't have slept with me without that. You said that.
piece of dirt.
And I'm like,
Oh.
I was like, cool, so you're that guy. Got it. And then he, like, an hour later, because that's all I needed. Like, again, I'm going to be pissed, but, like, at least now I know, all right, you're not crazy, Chelsea. This is ending. This is exactly how you thought it was ending. And you're going to go from here. You're going to move forward. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But, like, I was like, cool, you're that
Kelly
guy.
Clarkson.
And he was like, sorry, alert on my phone. He was like, sent me a message like an hour later. He goes, no, you don't understand. I was like really feeling you. It was just only going to be like a couple months thing. Because maybe I should call you and then I can explain it to you. And I was like, no, I know exactly who you are. Call is not necessary. Like, I would like anything at this point is you just justifying your actions. And I'm not your person to justify anything to. You dated me with the intent of getting my emotions involved, only to then flip it and leave. Like, yeah, I only slept with you because you were my freaking boyfriend. Like,
Right.
like, yeah, that's exactly why I slept with you. Like, that was
Like, it's exactly why you felt comfortable doing that. Because it's not like you do this with just a bunch of other people, but when there's an established relationship there, is this person that you have this intimacy with, that's something that you want to share with that one person.
right. And so he's like, no, I was really feeling like, I feel like I should call and explain this to you. And I was like, no need to call. That's not who it is. Now, I will say on the flip side, his daughter's birthday was this past weekend. I was going to meet her. And so I got her a gift. I got her a gift with her name embroidered. So, yeah. So it's not even like I can give it to my niece or anything.
Gold.
And so I was like, I have a gift for your daughter. When it comes in, I'll get it to you at some point. And he was like, well, that was just very kind. You didn't have to do that, but I'm sure she'll appreciate it as much as I do. And I was like, I know I didn't have to do that. I wanted to. Like,
hello.
Because we were dating. So then the only contact I've had with him since that was I got an email a few days ago, but apparently everything that's supposed to ship to my house is stuck in Madison Heights at a UPS facility. So
I had something stuck in Idaho. I was like, the place is based out of Texas.
I literally I'm like, it's in Madison Heights. Like, I got 2 days off. Hire me for 2 days just so I can find my 3 boxes. And, like,
man.
So I got an email and they were like, it's coming tomorrow. So I assumed it was going to be a little delayed. So I sent him a message that said, hey, the package for your daughter is coming in. Like, do you want me to take it to your parents' house or your mom's salon? Because his mom owns a hair salon. And he waited like 8 hours, which whatever power play you feel like you have over it.
He did say it'd be hard to get a hold of him.
Right. Like, but that's like
lies.
Neither here nor there. Just like play whatever games you want. I don't care. And I've never been somebody who plays that kind of like, I'm going to wait 6 hours to message you. Like, I hate those games. Message me. If I like you, I'm going to message you. If I don't really want to talk to you, I'm probably not going to message you. So.
Right. It's not that hard, people. It's not that hard.
So then eventually he messaged me back and he says, yeah, why don't you just take it to my mom's salon? And in my head, I heard it and I was like, good, because I didn't want to see you either. Like, I didn't say that because I didn't know what his mom's salon's name was. But it still hasn't even come in. And I asked for it and he didn't give it to me for like another 7 hours or something. And I was like, and I didn't even I said thanks, like, thanks for the name, basically. honestly, I really liked his mom. I'd like to say goodbye to her just for the sake of being like, now mind you, that's her youngest, that's her baby boy. I don't expect her to sit here and be like, this is on my side, because to be perfectly honest,
Right.
my little brother is the baby and he can get away with literally everything. And my mom will be like, oh, but he's so handsome, isn't he? Just such a beautiful boy. So like, I understand that dynamic. So I'm not expecting her to be anything, but I really do appreciate the fact that I'm like, my intention when this thing comes, my intention is that I'm going to go up to her in the salon and just be like, it was so nice getting to know you and your family. I'm sorry it didn't work out with your son. This is for your granddaughter. It was such a pleasure to meet you again, and then leave. Because genuinely,
Right.
that's what I feel with regards to her. And if she
Right.
maybe
'Cause
goes
it's not
home
her
and smacks
fault.
him, exactly. And if she goes across the home and goes, smacks him across the head and goes, what the hell were you doing? Or I'm assuming he has already told her I was crazy at some, like, that's usually how that
Probably.
goes. Usually how guys break up, they just assume that you're crazy, or they tell, oh, she was crazy, so don't worry about it, like that kind
Don't
of
you
thing.
hate
So
that?
I do, but honestly, like, I can't control what other people are going to talk about me. I can only
Right,
be better.
no.
So like, I'm just going to be better.
They're
And then
ridiculous.
when I see her and she sees that I am the better person, then she's going to realize that her son is I almost had the F word. So like, and that's
A
fine.
hiccup.
Live your life, like, do your thing. I'm just mad that like I fell for it, you know?
But how could you not? Shoot, I fell for it. I wasn't even dating him. Because, I mean, as Chelsea says, full disclosure, I get the inside scoop. Haha, America. So when it had been like,
Stacey
at
talks me
first, when
down
it's
from
just
my
like,
girl brain. Stacey talks me down from my girl brain, genuinely, because I am very negative when it comes to relationships. I've been single for fucking ever. Ooh, Dave, time.
and
Whoops.
Chelsea talks me when I just
Made
decide
a note.
to ignore all of my emotions. Chelsea's just like, hey, why don't you acknowledge some of your feelings for once in your life? It goes both ways. We have a beautiful best friendship.
We do.
So
It's hot to.
when wait, so when Chelsea, when she first mentioned, like, you know, he was gonna, like, he had his kids for extra days, and then when he said he was gonna be busy, Chelsea's just like, I know. She's just like, I know, my girl brain, I'm going crazy, blah blah blah. So she told me, and honestly, I was just like, I can't be mad at him. I said, but I see both sides of it. I said, I think both sides are very valid. I said, because I would react the same way as Chelsea. I'd be like, okay, so we're exclusive, and all of a sudden you're ignoring me. And you know, when you're first talking to someone, like, you're both excited to get to know each other. You spend like all the time together. You get little butterflies whenever you get text messages and calls from them. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And the fact that that had always been there, and all of a sudden it abruptly, like, it felt like, okay, all of a sudden it's not like that anymore, but with
Right.
good reason. He has his kids. He has, from what we know, and who knows if it's the truth, a like decent, like, he has decent communication with his ex-wife. So it's like, and Chelsea had mentioned that he had said that too, where like he dropped the kids off and she had something to do. She's like, oh, you want to stay with the kids for a hot second? I have to do a work call or something like that. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, they have,
Right.
it sounds like they do a good job co-parenting. And so I was like, okay. So on his point of view, I was just like, everything that he has said to her sounded valid. Like, had his kids for a couple of extra days, your attention is on your kids, all that other stuff. But everything Chelsea said was completely valid, because it's just like, okay, like, all of a sudden you don't have time, you can't talk to me, and I'm the same way. Like, oh, I go to worst case scenario so I can prep my emotions to receive that worst case scenario, and then when it happens, I'll be like, cool, I was prepared for that, and then I can walk away okay. But then secretly I'm just like curled up on the floor, bawling my eyes out, because I'm a woman and I have emotions, even though I choose to ignore them half the time. I'm still working on me. So I was just like, Chelsea, I'm like, both sides sound valid. I'm like, I would hope he wouldn't do that, because again, like, you met each other's parents before you were exclusive, like, very
Right.
open and honest with each other, like, everything. Because at this point, when you're grown, holler at your girls. When you're grown and you're starting to date someone, like, it's not like junior high school, whatever, where it's just like, oh my gosh, I have a crush on someone, oh my gosh, we're gonna see each other in between class, oh my gosh, we held hands, you whore. Like, no, like, you're talking about building like part of your life with someone. So it's just like, okay, like, meeting parents, talking about your upbringing, what are your political beliefs, what are your spiritual beliefs, like, you get into these in-depth conversations, because don't nobody have time to be wasted.
Right.
But then you have these freaking boys out here playing games, and how the heck would anyone know that? Like, why the heck would anyone commit to a relationship just to completely defy it? And I've been there before with this one dude, as one of Chelsea's favorite stories, when I was dating Trip Richardson, because dude was a trip. But we were working together, and so we've told it before. America, we've been around for 4 years, so you just dig through those archives. They'll be good to you, I promise. So when I was dating Trip, and so I had my 22nd birthday party, Stacy's deuce. And so the day before, I just had a gut feeling. I had this crazy gut feeling about him. And so we'd only been dating for like a month, but exclusively boyfriend, girlfriend. And I had picked up the phone and called him. I said, "You are cheating on me, aren't you?" He was like, I said, "Okay, that's what I thought. Bye." I got trashed on my 22nd birthday, which Chelsea.
How wasted.
How wasted. So then, like, when we talked the next day, he's like, "I can explain. Technically, I didn't cheat. I had asked this girl out twice, and she denied me both times." I'm like, what's the point of then being in a relationship? Because I had asked him if he wanted to be exclusive, because I had, like, went to some bar and met like an old friend, and I was just like, "Oh wow, this old friend like got cute," and oh my gosh, so did I. So we were like hitting it off, and I called him right away. I was just like, "Listen, like, I'm at the bar, like I met this dude, blah blah blah." I said, "Are we like talking? What are we doing? Because this night could end one of two ways, and I'm trying to not be the jerk." He's just like, "No, like, I'm your dude, you're my girl, that's what I want, blah blah blah." Granted, probably not the best foundation to start an exclusive relationship. Like, I'm about to make out with some other dude. You want to stop this or not? The only way you're going to stop it is if you're with me. So if you want me, fine. I guess
if you're my boyfriend.
My buzz. Right. So there's So definitely at fault for that. But when he like called the next day and he explained it, I was just like, what's the point of even like even if you knew that you wanted to cheat or were going to cheat, like, don't waste someone's time and emotions. Don't make something exclusive. Just be like, "Hey, I'm not looking for anything serious." Or even if you did meet someone and you're like, "Oh man, like I could go for that," be honest with me and be like, "Hey, I decided I'm not ready for something." And just like Chelsea said, it's gonna suck, but just be honest, instead of like painting some scenario where life's hard and blah 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 and whatever. It's like, don't nobody have time.
Like, have enough respect for me and the person that you liked at the beginning to just end it. Anyway, so did you send me the article, Stacey, or did someone else?
Yes.
Okay, so Stacey sent me this article, and it's called it's about why guys do this thing called love bombing. And it is so, like, I read it and I was like, wow, this is exactly what he did. And I don't have the link to the article. I'm not prepared in that way, but
me neither. But thanks to Ecosia, I could be.
Stacey's gonna look it up. So, but basically what it is these men who are insecure, his wife left him for someone she works with, who are looking for, they're addicted to the feeling of a woman falling in love with them. And so they will push, and they'll push things faster than they normally are, and they'll get you so that you are like, you get those butterflies, you get everything out of it, because he is a man who likes the chase, and every guy likes the chase. I get that. I totally get that. But like, there's a point where you have to decide if you're willing to like just chase, or like chase and then catch, you know? So he's doing everything he can for me to be like, I'm just doing this chase thing. And he's like, no, I'm gonna get you. Finally, I turn around. I'm like, all right, you got me. And he's like, I knew I could get you. Bye. And he goes to the next girl. And it's literally just that feeling of him knowing that he could get me, and that I got emotionally invested in his crap. That was that's how he got off. That was his happy. That's his thing. It's called love bombing. It is the most egotistical thing that I've ever read. And I was reading it and I was like, wow.
It's typically associated with narcissists too.
100%. And you know what? Like, it makes perfect sense. And this is the thing. There are, like, I know we talk a lot of game of like, I want a man who does this, 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 and this. And yeah, I have a lot of like, my perfect man would do all this stuff. We did a whole episode on it. Like, my perfect man would have a lot of stuff. But like, I'm not going to sit here. I'm also human. I get that nobody's going to sit there and be like, my perfect woman has like self-esteem issues and trust issues and like wants to lose 100 pounds. Like, I get that I have issues too that are not the perfect woman ideal. Like, but so I'm not sitting here saying I'm like, this man, I was like, this man is he is a little bit more conservative for my taste. Like, he is politically, but when we had a discussion about it, he didn't call me a moron. He didn't call me like an idiot. He listened to my opinion and we agreed to disagree, which is huge in this world where everybody says you're either right or you're either with me or you're a moron. Like, it's really frustrating. So we have this
in this society of cancel culture.
Right. I'm like, you can't sit there. We literally grew up teaching people that our differences are what make us stronger as a society. Yes. And yet now somehow we're in this world where if you're different than me, it's wrong and bad. And I'm sad that we got there. But the point is that we literally like, we had a conversation about it. We both heard each other's sides of it and we respected our opinions and we moved forward. Like, that's a huge thing. That shows growth and maturity. And so, yeah, I didn't agree with him necessarily politically, but like, that's the beauty of our country, you guys. Like, we don't have to agree. We just have to coexist.
Right. Right. Because it's easy to get along with everyone that's just like you.
Right. But you know what? What if everybody sits there and says, the fastest way to get to this place is turn left 3 times or 4 times, and then somebody else walks up and goes, or you could just turn right once. Oh, no, you're different. I don't want to hear your opinion, even though it's faster, easier, and makes more sense. Like, we can't be this people. So, like, that kind of, like, so we had a lot in common. We really did. Like, we both came from parents that are not divorced. We have this, like, you know, like, core values really were great. Like, there were a lot of good things. There were other things, like the sex was not great. Like, but it, like, that's kind of stuff you work on, you know, you can figure it out. And I always say sex is like a video game. You got to start on level 1 and learn the moves. We're still on level 1. Like, so we're going to get there. But it's just, like, well, we probably weren't on level 1. I mean, we were doing it. But, like,
an addendum.
So it's not like I'm sitting here being like, man, that sucks. Like, but, like, the fact that this man, there are other people out there on Tinder who just want to have sex. You want to just have sex? Go find somebody. There are people who have sex with you just to have sex. If I wanted to just have sex, I don't even have to go to the internet. I have a guy. It's fine. That's not what I'm looking for at this point in my life. Like, I'm looking for the real love.
Come on, Mary J. Blige. Yes.
Like, that's what I want. Oh, and then, like, there's this guy. Okay, so how much time do we have? We're doing okay. We're okay. So then there's this guy. I need a new guy's name.
Scott.
Scott. Ding. Did we talk about Scott from karaoke?
No.
Okay, Scott from karaoke. Nice enough guy. Really drives me cuckoo. He's not my type. He's not physically my type. He's not even, like, personality my type. He's a nice person. This whole agree to disagree, like, you can exist just because we don't get along thing. That's where we're at. What's his name again? Sorry, Scott.
Scott.
I am Scott's type. Scott loves me. And so I spend a lot of my time avoiding Scott. That's just kind of how the night goes. I've accepted it when he's here. So anyway, so everybody heard about me breaking up. Well, Brian breaking up with me. And because I'm a bitter girl right now and I hadn't gotten over my butt hurtness over the situation, I was very honest about what happened. I was like, oh yeah, no, he dumped me. He told me that he was really glad we slept together before he met somebody else. And like our old picture is his Tinder photo. So like basically I spent the whole weekend being like, feel bad for me.
I mean,
so
listen, yes.
Like,
also, Stacey spent the whole weekend eating cake and brownies because emotional stress. So be like Chelsea and voice your emotions instead of just eating them.
Well, I mean, it didn't like, so everybody knows at the bar that like tequila is my drink. And so I'm drinking all these tequilas and I like mid-level tequila. I don't need super fancy stuff, but like if I'm buying it, I'm buying like mid-grade. Well, then Scott comes over and he's like, I got you a shot. And like the waitress brought it, which is great because they know I don't take drinks from anybody. And
Oh, nice.
so the waitress brings it over and I drink it and I was like, dude, aren't you supposed to be in love with me? This is well tequila.
I am
Ow.
still fancy.
That's
all right.
amazing. Well played, man.
So he looks at
Get
me,
you a Chelsea.
and I was like, yeah. And then like he's talking to his friends. He's like, okay, I want you to picture like, there's like a big
1923.
yeah. So back there is like, it's not that far. I can touch it. So I'm standing here and he is standing there with his friend. And I hear him say, oh, I would have all of Chelsea's babies, all of them, all the babies, all of them.
Wow.
And I was like,
Wow.
I'm literally like, that's not how that works.
I was like, you can't get pregnant, right, sir?
This is not an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And so, and then he's like, oh, did you hear that? I'm like, you've been saying it all day. Like, just like, no. So then his friend comes over because everything is essentially high school. And his friend, I need another guy's name, Stace.
Lou.
Love Lou. Lou just got engaged to this girl who is named
April.
Lou and April just got engaged. They're so cute. They sing the same 6 songs. They're adorable and they're just happy and they're really fun to be around. So like just good vibes. So Lou comes over and he's drunk and he's like, so what do you think of my man Scott?
Oh, come on.
And so here's the thing. There's a point where I can be mean or I can just be like very matter of fact, but not mean. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to make Scott feel like he can't come to the bar. I just don't want it. I want to make it clear. So I just said, like, he's like, what do you think of my man Scott? And I said, I don't.
Right.
And then Lou went, oh, okay, I got you. Like, it was like, which is
anything else, they would have been like, so you're saying there's a chance. Like,
Yeah,
oh, he's
literally.
so nice, but just where I'm at right now, it's not a good idea. And we've talked about this before. Nah, give an inch, they take a mile.
No, like literally, and it's like, and honestly, it's the absolute truth. The only time I have ever thought of him outside of that was one time a guy walked past me at work and his cologne was so strong and disgusting mixed with this like food smell that it reminded me of him. Like it's not super positive over here. Like he's, like I said, he's a nice tough guy. I get a little annoyed at the bar though because these guys that are not super attractive think they've got a shot with me because I'm the chubby girl, and I really just need to like hire a hot guy for like one night and be like, just sit next to me and like make out. That's all I need. Like, and then
Alexander Skarsgård, sir, we're having open auditions, but the role is yours if you want it. Okay, you just let us know at RWIS Podcast on Twitter or Instagram or Reasons Why I'm Single on Facebook. We got you.
Like,
we got you. Also, there's a pandemic, so we can't pay you a whole ton right now, but it's for a good cause.
We can't pay him anything because then it's prostitution.
That too.
So, but then like, I just feel like then maybe these guys would be like, oh, that's Chelsea's type. That's the thing with Chelsea. And it doesn't have to be like, I'm not talking, a lot of times I think a guy is hot and people will be like, oh no, he's a nerd, Chelsea. I'll be like, yeah, but he's a hot nerd. I'm here.
Right. Like I have a friend where she's just like, listen, I'm still trying to figure out what my type is. I say this all the time. But I have one friend, she's like, oh my goodness, isn't this one guy so hot? I'm like, good news, we'll never fall for the same guy. Like, because it's just we don't have the same type.
I mean, that's Stacy and I too.
Right?
But yeah, it's like, so so it's done. So literally, Chelsea had a boyfriend for like 19 days. Like,
I was curious, it was way longer than 9 days.
So that's done. And it's not completely done because I still have to get the present to his daughter at some point. But
you just mail it to the salon.
No, I do want to see his mom. I do really like his mom. I would like to just see her and say goodbye. She was really, really.
I was just telling my mom that the other day that breaking up with like, you know, whenever like, because I know, shocking America, I've been dumped before. Who would dump this? I know, right? Do you see this hair? Also, it's a little too much for me. I look like a dandelion. It's like really bright and yellow and big, but it's okay. I'm totally getting it done. Chelsea and I are going to be twinsies. It's going to be so much fun. You're welcome.
Mine's already
America.
blonde.
So,
notice.
Yes, it looks so good.
Thanks, I really like it.
So good. Well, I really like you and it.
I like it to you. Oh my gosh.
But I was just telling my
mom.
mom. Yeah, I was just telling my mom the other day, like the hardest part, like after I got dumped, but after I realized like the realization of it all, and it's just it's like, you know what, like it is what it is, and we move on from here. But the hardest part was breaking up with his mom, because his mom like really liked me, and she introduced me to caramel cake, which I never knew was a thing. And it's like just the yellow cake, but the frosting it's not like pure caramel. It's like caramel flavor. It's ridiculous and delicious. I'm just like, so now I can't have caramel cake anymore. And it's so funny because he was like, he goes, just so you know, like my mom likes no one. I'm just like, So she had, that's how we started talking about it. She had like injured her foot or something like that, and she was in a boot. And so I had called another friend of mine, Mia Warren, and Mia had injured her foot a year ago. I said, what is something that you wanted most when you injured your foot? She was just like, really soft socks. She's like, because you will love them after you're able to put a sock on over your foot again. So I went, got some really nice soft socks for her. And I was like, hey, just wanted to drop these off. She's like, oh, come on in. She's like, would you like some caramel cake? I'm like, girl, you have me a cake. And we like chatted it up. So then afterward, I don't remember what I said his name was. Or if I gave him a name.
Started with a T?
Did I say Bill?
No, I think it started with a T.
I already used Trip. It was someone different. Anyways,
Oh.
I know, America. I've been dumped twice. Monsters. So, and so, what was it? So, like, dude had called me later, and he was just like, oh, did you drop everything off okay? I'm like, yeah, we had a good talk. He was just like, oh, like 2 minutes? I'm like an hour. He's like, what? I'm like, moms love me. So then when we stopped talking, I'm like, I can't even say goodbye to her. I can't give her a gift. I can't give her anything. I'm like, it's just done between us. It's so sad. I miss her.
No, I'm with you. Yeah. So this way I can say goodbye to his mom. Anyway, we don't have much time left, but so I'll have to tell you guys what's going on next. Like, make sure you check us out next week. Like us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff, and on however you listen to podcasts. Let people know, share it around, spread us some like jelly. And
yes, all of you, America, but specifically Alexander Skarsgård. Actually, you can listen to us all over the world. So we got you, Alex.
Make sure you listen next week, because I have an update as to what's going on with Chelsea's growth and the book from our author, Heidi Bushy. So I want to tell you guys what's going on with that. That's actually like a really uplifting story as opposed to the Chelsea got dumped.
Jerks.
Stacey was very upset, like the appropriate best friend should be. But
like legit, like I promise you, I was like pondering. I was just like, okay, technically she knows where he lives, but if I do anything to his truck, like he's gonna trace it back to her and not to me. Like I legit stewed, was just like, I could just slash his tires. I'm like, can't do all of that. Okay, I could just puncture one, but then he's still gonna go do it, like, trace it back to her, because it would have been like right after everything happened. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could wait like a month and then do it, and then we can call it karma, and then like other little things could happen, but I can't do all these things to his truck because it's too much. Maybe I could just like throw red paint on his garage and be like, next time it'll be you. Like, listen, I went to a very dark place. Like, I was livid. But also,
he tricked us all. The worst part is that literally he tricked me to the point where, like, I don't usually tell people about who I'm dating and what's happening until it's official. So, like, everyone I've ever met, like, knows. Like, he was supposed to go on vacation with me in 2 weeks. He was supposed to, like, so those people were like, where's your boyfriend? He met everybody at work because he brought coffee.
Because he brought coffee. Like, what kind of
The whole thing.
Jesus saves, thank God, because number one, I was ready to do some terrible things to people, one person. And also just Jesus loves all of us and we all deserve second chances. That's all I can say.
Listen, I've definitely gotten more accepting with it because there were flags. There were so many red flags. All the flags on the play. But
thanks, Dave.
But yeah, so like we got it. We'll figure it out. It'll be okay. But check us out next week. Stacey, you're amazing and beautiful.
Chelsea, only because you're contagious.
Oh, thanks, babe. All right. This is the reason why I'm
I don't
single.
feel like
We'll
that's
see
a
you guys
line you
next
want to use right now. Calling people contagious. Not.
Oh no! I just meant she's beautiful or beauty is contagious. Chelsea, only because I get it from being friends with you. That's where I get my awesomeness from. I'm Stacey.
I'm Chelsea.
This is Reasons Why I'm Single. We'll see you next week. Okay, bye.
Bye.